Biggity biggity mic check 1 2 1 2. What is this? Welcome to. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even know what fucking episode it is. I'm your host Darrell Harris, and today, I don't know, just like eh, just eh. Yeah, just eh. And first order of business. Yeah, in the NBA, it's four or five teams. It's the Nuggets, Lakers, Suns, Boston, and Milwaukee. At this point, those are the only five teams I can see winning the NBA championship this year. And to be honest, it's not looking good for my Phoenix Suns because Denver looks freaking terrifying. Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic, just those two alone is a super, super big threat that honestly I don't think anybody can handle because Jokic is literally like a taller Luka Doncic to where he could do everything offensively and there's really nothing you can do to stop him. And Aaron Gordon's fitting into his role as like a third or fourth option and still being able to jump out of the gym. Like honestly, it's scary. But I'm gonna keep rooting for my Phoenix Suns because one of these days we gon' God damn it. One of these days we gonna rise from the ashes to get a championship. I just hope that I'm alive to see it because I don't know about this year. I mean, KD, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, they're nice. They're nice. But they ain't I don't know if they ready for Denver. Denver continues to have a chip on their shoulder because nobody's giving them their proper respects. And if they carry this on for the rest of the year, I can easily see them being the first back-to-back champions since the Warriors. So yeah, just something to look out for there. Oh yeah, Dwight Howard. So Dwight Howard, you are a freaky, freaky boy. You've been a freaky boy for the longest. I've known you was gay for at least 10 years. I mean, when you're out here just grabbing crotches and like doing really sus behavior, at some point we just gotta assume you're gay. And that's not the topic that everybody's everybody's pining on Dwight Howard for. It's the fact that you're kind of accused for sexual assault, man. That's the big issue. I mean, we've known you've been gay for the longest, so that's nothing new. But when you kind of like non-consent people, that's something to be worried about. And then you going on social media acting all unbothered. Just know when if you get found guilty, that judge is gonna throw the book at you. They look at your behavior outside of the courtroom, and if your behavior is just atrocious, they're gonna use that against you in sentencing. But I hope this is all. I hope this isn't true because like just there's plenty of gay people out there. You don't have to just focus on one if they say no to you. You can just move on to the next one. But it is what it is. Third order of business. Don't remember the I don't remember all the details of the story, but I want to say two around 1 or 2 weeks ago, there was uh what's it called? There was an African American boy who got shot and murdered by the cops, and they buried him somewhere and didn't tell the mother. And she put in a missing filing. She filed a missing persons report a few months ago, and then the cops led her on to believe that he was actually missing and not deceased by them. And rightfully so, she's suing the police department for not for covering it up, because what the fuck, bro? If you kill somebody, at least have the decency to say that, hey, it is what it is. We're investigating. No, you freaking cover it up. Like, what the hell's going on there? And next order of business, Brian McKnight might be the most pettiest person in the universe. I've never seen somebody be this petty before. I believe Brian McKnight changed his middle name to be disassociated with the family that he discarded. Oh, man. So Brian McKnight has two families. The first one, shit. I don't even know if he knows those kids' birthdays at this point, because, God, he distanced himself from them super fast. And he actually has a son named after him on that side of the family that he just refuses to acknowledge. That's insane. And then on the other side of the family, he had another son, and he named him Brian McKnight Jr. too. So there's just two Brian McKnight Jr.'s out here. One of them is acknowledged as a continuation of the legacy of Brian McKnight, and then the other one is just non-existent. Bro, how do you just ignore a whole entire family and just don't act like they exist? That's fucking crazy. But yeah, just damn, that's petty. And next order of business, this one's a doozy. Hold on, let me see how much time I got. Next order of business, man. This one breaks my heart, man. It might be the end of an era. And by the era, I mean Blueface and Krishan Rock. Apparently, Blueface got married, and he claims he's trying to distance himself from Krishan Rock, but Krishan Rock went on social media and said that, hey, he came to my house a couple of days ago. He's still coming through. Ain't nobody worried about that marriage. And I hope it's true, because them headlines that them motherfuckers be going through is some of the funniest entertainment. There's three things guaranteed in life. There's death, taxes, and Blueface and Krishan Rock doing some stupid shit for the internet. And I need that third one to just keep going on with life. So Blueface, I don't wish unhappiness on anybody except for you, because I don't want this marriage to go through. I want you and Krishan Rock to continue to be toxic to each other, because those be some of the most entertaining clips. All right, and we back. All right. First of the last two topics, Jada Pinkett Smith is probably the greatest storyteller that I've heard so far. The way that she's able to tell a story is amazing. So if you don't know, Jada Pinkett Smith put out an autobiography called Worthy. And a lot of the headline news that she talked about on social media, that's what I don't like about it. She put in those little buzzword details, like Tupac having alopecia and proposing to her, and just a whole lot of shit about Tupac. She talked about, like, this is Worthy, Jada Pinkett Smith featuring her visions of Tupac Shakur, because Jesus Christ, she talked about him for, it's a 15-hour audiobook. She talked about Pac for at least 6 or 7 of those hours. And, I kind of get it, because Tupac was a huge influence on her, from him going to the same acting school in Baltimore with her, to giving her her first big movie look, I believe was Menace to Society. I could be wrong about that, but Yep, Tupac did a lot for her. She did a lot for Tupac. And the big topics that she talked about on social media, which was Tupac proposing to her and him having alopecia, she literally just she brought up those 2 points for like 5 minutes and then just skirted on like she didn't drop a fucking bomb. So the headlines are just for the headlines. She doesn't go into super deep details about anything. And I'm 3/4 away done with the book, but I don't think she's gonna bring up August Alsina. I need to know what the hell happened because that boy got pussy whipped so hard, just off of some Jada Pinkett. And honestly, I can see it. She's like a toxic Erica Badu, in just that she's spiritually awakened, but she kind of likes to manipulate people. I will say that she kind of likes to manipulate people and just throw them in the mud and just drag their face all across it so the mud gets in their teeth, and then step on them just for extra measure, just to make sure the dirt just gets packed into their clothes and their body. Like Jada Pinkett, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't want to be friends with her because she went in super detail about how her mom's a heroin addict and how that really influenced her. It really influenced her in a bad way growing up. And that her father just basically said, hey, I don't want to be a father. I'm going to go out here and do a whole bunch of drugs and be a piece of shit. And Jada Pinkett's mom ironically gave him that freedom. But hey, it is what it is. And if I'm Will Smith, I'm taking that slap back. I don't know. I'm getting a time machine, going right back to that Chris Rock, going right back to that Chris Rock moment, remembering what she said in that audiobook and how she briefly mentions me but keeps talking about Tupac over and over and over again. And I'm just saying, hey, you can give him that look all you want. I ain't going up her. But yeah, the way that Jada Pinkett tells a story, I honestly want to hear. I want to hear more from her because I would say the Will Smith autobiography is a better book, but that's just because Will can tell his story better than 99% of the world's population. And the way Jada tells a story, she kind of detaches herself from it and just talks about the situation as it is. And let's talk about it like this. So let's say we're looking at a painting. Will Smith is going to tell you what that painting is. And he does it in beautiful detail. But Jada Pinkett is going to look at that same piece of artwork. She's going to tell you all the brush strokes that's included in it, which parts got painted over, and the overall feel of the painting. She's going to make that painting come alive. That's how good of a storyteller Jada Pinkett Smith is. So overall, I think it was a fantastic book, and it answers a lot of questions, especially with that swingers thing. The way that she explained it was that her and Will couldn't fulfill each other's needs because she looks at love like you're supposed to be there for me. You're kind of like supposed to be like a borderline mind reader and give me love and affection and make me feel safe and protected. And Will Smith is more of a traditional type of lover, to where he's going to go out, do whatever he needs to do to make sure that everybody's okay, provided for, et cetera, et cetera. And I just want to come home and like relax and eat some food and talk about how your day's been, et cetera, et cetera. Just very traditional. And Jada Pinkett Smith is anything but. And honestly, I would say the book's a solid 4.5 stars, just because just because if you've listened to Prince Harry's audiobook, he tells his version of things, and he doesn't outright lie. I think that he willingly omits a few things. That Prince Harry willingly omits things to where he's telling the truth, but he's not telling the truth, so that he doesn't look like the one that's in the wrong. And Jada Pinkett does that a lot of times in this book as well. I say the difference between her and Prince Harry is that she actually takes a little bit of, boy, my throat was dry. I say the difference between her and Prince Harry is that she takes a little bit of accountability in the situations that she's in, as opposed to Harry, who'll just try to make himself look like the average Joe trying to change the way the system works in a good way. But Jada has some accountability, so I will give her props for that. And if you're just interested in a good audiobook, I would highly suggest it. And wrapping it up here, TGT, after 10 years, it's finally coming back together. Round of applause for TGT. The reason they broke up some bullshit. I ain't even gonna hold you. Yeah, the reason they broke up some bullshit. So apparently Tyrese was arguing over Split, saying that he should get more because he's a bigger star or whatever. And that is just a flat out lie. You can't sing half as well as Genuine or Tank. Nah, that's a little harsh. You can't sing as well as Tank or Genuine. You don't have a catalog compared to a Tank or a Genuine, and you wanted more of the splits. It's fucking insane. I think it's just because of his Fast and Furious ties or whatever, but yeah, Tyrese, you should not be getting a bigger chunk of the pie just because more people may know you. You are not the star of the group. I'm sorry to say it, but nah, Genuine's catalog and Tank's catalog is way better than yours. Now I'm just hating on Tyrese now. Let me stop. I'm glad y'all getting back together. Please don't break up. I need at least 2 more albums for y'all. The first one was really good, and I know this one's gonna be just as great. So keep the splits the same. Make sure Genuine has enough harlots around him so that he can stay focused. And I'm looking forward to the next album. And with all of that said, go Suns. Fuck the Colts. Y'all disappoint me. Being a Colts fan is almost as bad as being a Browns fan. I ain't even gonna hold you. So just okay, so let me start it. So Andrew Luck, he retired when we finally got an offensive lineman. When we finally had an O-line that could actually protect him. And then we went through a whole string of shitty quarterbacks. And ironically, the one that was supposed to be a backup did better than all of them. And then one of those years, fucking Adam Vinatieri kicked us out of the playoffs. Boy. And fast forward to this season, Anthony Richardson is doing his best Zion Williamson impression. That boy just keeps getting injured left and right. I don't even know how many snaps he played, but I'm pretty sure it's like under 50. And Gardner Minshew's holding it down, but we're year after year, all we needed was a quarterback, and we couldn't get it. These motherfuckers tried with Phillip Rivers, seen it didn't work, and went right back and got fucking Matt. Yeah, I'm done with the NFL. May blessings continue to rain down on you and yours. This was another installment of Stream of Consciousness. I'm your host, Darrell Harris. See you next time.